Hi friends, welcome back to Appleby Academy's classes. So in this video, we are going to discuss about the topic which is related to corporate accounting. So when you're taking this particular area under accounting unit, you can see that there are a number of topics which you need to study under the head of corporate accounting, like acquisition, merger, amalgamation. So all these topics are very important, and if you are not able to understand the major differences between all these things, it will be quite confusing. So today we will be discussing about the topic merger. So what do you mean by the term merger? It's like merging up of two or more companies. Okay, so what do you mean by the term merger? So let's see, when two or more companies, so the number is very important. So minimum there should be two companies. Okay, so it can be more than two companies also there, but minimum there should be two companies in order to get a merger. So when a particular two or more companies are getting merging into a single entity. Okay, so that form a single entity. Like if it is like I'm just mentioning about three companies like A, B, C. So if A, B, C, these three companies got liquidated and form a single entity, like it can be ABC Limited. So that's a case of merger. So that three company got liquidated and a new company got formed. Okay, so earlier there was three company, now all these got merged up into one single entity. That's a situation of merger. So the definition is very important. It occurs when two or more companies combine to form a single entity. So a merger is defined as the transaction involving two or more companies in exchange of securities and only one company survives. So that particular point is very important. At the end of merging, you can see that there will be only one company is existing there. Okay, that remaining that all company got merged up into a single entity. Okay, so when you're discussing about this particular topic, merger, so the classification of merger is very, very important. So if the classification is based on the line of business activity, you can actually classify merger into three as vertical merger, horizontal merger, conglomerate merger. Vertical, horizontal, conglomerate. So you should be able to identify the difference between each of these mergers. What does mean by vertical merger? What does mean by horizontal and conglomerate also? So when we are dealing with the term horizontal merger. So horizontal merger means if it is merging, that a particular company is merging with a similar one. Like let's take a similar business or activity. If both those companies got involved in same type of business, and if these two companies got merged, you can call it as horizontal merger. Okay, when you're taking an example which is related to horizontal merger, if it is a merger between Pepsi and Coca-Cola, you can actually say that it is a horizontal merger because both these are soft drinks. Like a way, if both companies are involved in same business and if those two companies got merged up into a single entity, which is considered as horizontal merger. So the major point that you should note under horizontal merger is that it's about a similar business or activity. Okay, so if two or more companies are combining, and the major criteria in case of this horizontal merger is that both these business should be involved in a same business activity. Okay, so what's the purpose of this horizontal merger? If that two company got merged up, you can see that the competition, when they are merging up with the other one, actually the competition is getting reduced, right? So in that situation, they can actually increase their market share also, and that will also give them an advantage of reducing their competition as they got merged up with their competitor itself. That is an additional benefit this particular company is getting through the process of horizontal merger. Okay. And in most cases, the company can also gain economies of scale. As you can see that the production or the quantity that they are producing is also got increased, and as a result, the per unit cost of their production also got reduced. That's a situation of economies of scale. So when it is like a merging up of Pepsi and Coca-Cola, you can say that it's a horizontal merger because both these industries or both these are actually related to soft drinks. So when they are merging up, it's a situation of horizontal merger. Then what is this vertical merger? What's the difference between this horizontal and vertical merger? See, in case of vertical merger, it can be two, there is actually two situations there. Like it can be a backward vertical merger, or it can be a forward vertical merger. Okay, so there are two situations in case of this vertical merger, backward and forward. Okay. So let's see, a company either merge backward with a company that provides raw material. So let's see that if a particular company is actually merging up with the company that got supplied raw materials to this particular company. Okay, if it is a case of an ice cream making company, and you can see that if they need their major raw material is like milk. Okay, so if they got a merging up with the company who supplied milk to this particular company, so they are actually making a merger with the company who is actually supplying their raw material. So in that situation, it is a vertical merger and it is considered as a backward vertical merger. Okay, so if that particular company is getting into merger with the company who supplied the raw materials. Okay, that's a situation of backward vertical merger. And if the same company is getting a merger with the company who is actually involved in distribution or who is actually involved in advertising, or if it is a separate advertising agency, like we know that the multinational company is actually giving certain advertisement, like they are actually giving their promotional purpose or this promotional activities to some other professional companies. In this situation, if this particular company is getting into merger with the company who is actually giving distribution of their product or who is actually related to advertising of this product, so when both of these got combined or both of these got merged up, it's a situation of it is a situation of vertical merger. But you can see that here they are actually getting into a merger with the next process. Okay, like it is just like they are getting so closer to the consumer. So in that situation, you can call them as forward merger. So if a company is getting a merger with the company who supplies the raw materials, it is a situation of a backward merger. And if it is like which is related to if this same company got merged with the company who is actually involved in distribution of this product or who is actually related to advertising, who is actually making advertisement of this same product with those company, it's actually a situation of a forward merger. Okay, so this bring company together who are in a single line of business. All these are actually related to a same product. Okay, like one is giving raw material, the second category they are actually producing, and the last category they are actually supplying the products to the customers. So all these are involved in same line of business. Okay, within the same line this is happening, but at a different stages. So one is related to raw material, other one is related to production, other one related to distribution. So there is a difference in the process that they are involved, but all these are related to same line of business. So which results in saving cost and increase in profit margin. Like if these company got merged, it can actually result in case of a reducing their cost. Okay, and it can also give a more profit share for all these parties. Okay. And finally, it's about conglomerate merger. If two companies which got involved in case of this merging up are unrelated, that means there is no similarity between both these company, it's a situation of conglomerate merger. So if this, let's take the example which we already discussed, like Pepsi and Coca-Cola. If this Pepsi is getting merged up with some Godrej or something, you can see that both these industries are related to, like both these products are entirely different. So if such a merging up is happening, you can call it as conglomerate merger, unrelated. Okay. Both these are unrelated in every manner. So it helps the company to gaining diversification benefit. So what the benefit that they are actually acquiring through the purpose of conglomerate merger? So they are actually entering into another market. Okay, like they will get some more new customers. Okay, so that's about reducing the element of risk can be reduced by through the process of diversification. So that's about conglomerate merger. And see, it can be increased in economies of scale can also be achieved in case of a this type of merger also, that is in conglomerate merger also, and it also helps the utilization of excess cash and human resources. So if that particular company is holding excess cash, they can actually utilize in a better way by investing in other categories or other related business. Like it can also invest their amount in some other business so that their risk will be reduced, and also they can actually ensure their optimum utilization of all the resources. Okay, so when you're taking this particular topic, merger is actually about the combination of two or more company, and these companies getting formed into a single entity. And when you're coming to its classification based on line of business, you can actually see that there are three types of mergers are there, which is horizontal, vertical and conglomerate. And I will just show you one more type of merger, which is a defensive merger. So what is a defensive merger? Defensive, from the word itself, you can see that this is a particular merger which is used to defend something. Okay, to defend something. So see, a situation where a target organization wants to avoid acquisition by a particular takeover firm. So if a particular firm is forced to get acquired, or if that particular company got acquired with, there is a chance for acquiring it with another company, and if this company is not actually interested to get into acquisition with that company, they can actually go for a friendly merger with this particular company. Okay, so it's a situation of merging up with another company in order to avoid an acquisition by another company. Okay, otherwise this company will be taken over by some big business concern. So in order to avoid that one, this company is getting merged up into another company. That's a situation of a defensive merger. So for this to happen, the target organization chooses to merge with another organization so that they cannot be acquired by the initial acquisition firm. So in order to avoid acquisition by another firm, they're actually getting into merger with another company. That's a situation of defensive merger. Now let's see a previous year question from this area. So this is for December 2018, which is asked for management students. Which one of the following cases is the case of conglomerate merger? So here it is about the different examples is actually given. Based on that, you should identify which is a situation of conglomerate merger. We know that in case of conglomerate merger is a merger which is related to merging up of unrelated business activities. Okay, let's say with the first option, Brook Bond and Lipton with Hindustan Lever. So Brook Bond and Lipton, we know that both these are actually related to tea, which we already relate to tea industries. But when you are comparing it with Hindustan Lever, we know that Hindustan Unilever is actually related to FMCG goods. So both these activities which is involved in both these industries are entirely different. Okay, so actually we can say that the correct answer will be option A itself, but we will also see the other options also. Second one, Rainsagar Power Supply and Hindalco. So you can see that both these are actually related to power supply, distribution and all. So B can be a horizontal merger, as both these industries or both these are actually related to same business activity. And the third one, Vodafone India and Idea Cellular. Yes, both these are actually from telecom industries. So this is also a situation of horizontal merger. And finally, Godrej Soap with loss-making Godrej Innovative Chemicals. So both these are the products which is related to Godrej company itself. So that can also be not a case of a conglomerate merger. So from this option, you can actually go for the correct answer, which is option A, Brook Bond and Lipton with a Hindustan Lever. Okay. So in this video, we mainly discussed about merger, what is a merger and what are the different types of merger. So when you are dealing with the previous year question itself, you can see that it is about you need to go through an application level question, okay. So when you are very aware about the theory or the concept which is related to each and every type of merger, then only you will be able to answer the question which got asked you, okay. So I hope this video will help you for your preparation. Thank you and happy learning.